So 2026 is shaping up to be one of ARK's craziest ever years, and it's because especially in this little period that we're in now, everything is about to happen, and normally there's like a break between the months, whereas right now with what's planned for the game, it's kind of like an April, May, June, July kind of thing, and it's going to be extremely busy. Now, of course, being an ARK player, and especially if you've been in the ARK community for a long time, you will know there is a ton of delays. So there is always many chances things get delayed. But with a very tight schedule this year, it's going to be interesting to see how Studio Wildcard is going to cope with the pressure, whether they're going to be able to be on time with some things, because there is a lot coming. And in today's video, we're going to go through the months of this crazy period, and it's not just, you know, DLCs that are coming. It's things to shape the future of the game, which is so important for ARK Survival Ascended, especially being a game that has always kind of been very buggy and had issues and stuff. This is where it's incredibly important. So we're going to go through all of that today. If you guys do enjoy today's video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe and come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster for every single map possible. It's modded as well. There's PvP and PvE. The link to our Discord is down below. Completely free to play. Come and bring your tribe, or come and meet your tribe. Let's get in with the video. Right, so we're going to start with what's happening in April. So the rest of March is just really going to be fairly quiet, but there is this guy coming. This guy is coming right at the end of March. The Acrocanthosaurus is being added from the ARK Editions mod, and everyone is super excited for this because we literally just covered it in the new community crunch, and this is going to be massive. Obviously a lot of people have been talking about how is it going to differ from the modded version. Of course, when a creature like this gets added into the game, not all, like the helicopter, not that much was really changed with it, so I don't expect it to be. It looks like the potential visual design looks like it's had a bit of a TLC, which is really nice, because I did think it needed a little bit of that. It's more about the taming, the abilities, that sort of thing that people have been asking about recently, whether that's going to change. But this is coming in March. Apart from that, the rest of this month is just going to be fixes, that kind of thing. But it would be nice for maybe a week or so not to have an ARK patch that breaks the game. That's always quite nice. But what we're moving into is the major thing where it all kicks off in April after the Acrocanthosaurus launches. This is where things are about to get big. Unreal Engine 5.7. Now, originally, Unreal Engine 5.7 was planned for this month. It wasn't actually officially announced by Wildcard. They talked about it in an interview, but then officially in the community crunch, they mentioned that performance remains a major focus for us this year, and a key part of the work is our upcoming Unreal Engine 5.7 upgrade. It's currently targeting April. Compared to October 2023 launch, ARK Survival Ascended currently runs roughly 40 to 50% better on the same hardware, and the result of ongoing optimization and engine improvements. The move to Unreal Engine 5.7 is expected to push that further, with an additional 30 to 40% performance gain across both CPU and GPU. Much of this comes from the deeper engine level changes Epic has made in the recent Unreal Engine versions. Unreal Engine 5.6 introduced major improvements to how work is shared across the game thread, render thread, CPU and GPU, allowing systems to run far more efficiently in parallel. Unreal Engine 5.7 builds on that with a new nanite-based foliage rendering system that significantly improves performance in large vegetation-heavy environments, which is obviously ARK as we know it. Internally, we're already seeing meaningful gains on existing maps without sacrificing visuals or memory, and we all know, we've talked about this so much, Wildcard in their own words, they said this is about as close to a magic bullet as performance work gets, and a rare case where it's an unalloyed win. And this is the word that has been carried around much in the ARK community, something we hope Wildcard is still going to deliver on, because we know they've used many words, they've made many promises in the past, and that hasn't been the case, but calling this a magic bullet is something they've not really done before with an update. They're going all in on this being a serious improvement to the game. They said there was still work to do before release, including the engine prep, testing, and recooking the mods to ensure everything continues to run smoothly, but this upgrade represents the most significant performance gain ASA will see this year, and something players should feel directly and dramatically once it's in their hands, and also it unlocks a certain portable console port for the cross-platform game. ARK Survival Ascended, coming to Nintendo Switch, and recently they are going to be, well, they haven't officially properly announced it, but at GDC they announced ARK Worlds, which is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. So for Switch players, you're going to be expecting 2 different ARK games on your platform. Now that is end of March, April, and then after that we are going to be getting the ASA World Creator, which, whether you're going to be using this or not, is still going to be a major update for the game. Something to also bear in mind as well for the 5.7 upgrade is prepare for a very big download, prepare for making sure to check that you're using the top of the range mods, like what happened with Unreal Engine 5.5. We're going to have a big preparation period for this, as obviously running the LoadedCrysis cluster. There's lots to prep, the mods, all of that kind of stuff to make sure we're on top and ready for this upgrade. Now, May brings the ASA World Creator, and this is something that I'm very excited about. It's something I'm very excited about for my console fans that watch the videos and stuff, because I see a lot of you guys talking about it. This is now being confirmed that it's going to be on both PC and console, and I'm glad it's on both, because I know we had that little debate with I had a little debate with a few of you guys saying, hey Dom, you've got the dev kit, but the difference with the dev kit on PC, if you would, is that that is top of the range modding, right? And I've not got my, well, I wouldn't say I've currently got the time or the capacity to learn that, but I've always been really interested in it. And the reason I wanted this on PC, and obviously I can imagine you console players want it way more than me because you've never even had a sniff of anything like this, but it's because I would love to design my own, obviously, like LoadedCrysis map, where I can get the community involved in it. We could potentially add it to the cluster depending on how stable this actually is. But this is also, there's so many talented people in my community, and I can't wait to see what they want to do with it. And they said, want to build your own ARK world without learning the dev kit? With the in-game ASA World Creator, players on any platform, including consoles, can design their own maps directly within ARK and share them with others via the mod browser. While creators won't be able to make new art assets or perform the deep construction associated with the full dev kit, the system provides powerful tools for building playable worlds. Creators will be able to place and modify actors, create reusable templates, edit their properties, and adjust overall world settings, configurable volumes and spawners, add mods and skin packs, and implement simple gameplay logic through a brand new scripting layer that combines, I've never been able to say this, but you guys told me, the LUA or Lua scripting with Blueprint API. That all just sounds like rubbish to me, because I'm not into my modding, I'm not into game development. It's something I nearly actually went to university for, but then decided to go down the YouTube path, which was definitely an interesting decision. Yeah, so that is something that I would love to dive into myself, and having it more kind of accessible and easier. This is kind of a screenshot of what we're going to have. This sounds like a bit more of a good way to get started, and whether this might even bring a lot of players to be like, hey, right, I can do this using ASA's new world creator, but maybe I do want to move to the dev kit now. And it might make, you know, it might give people that feeling, if they are on PC, to take it to that next level. And I know why Wildcard are doing this, right? Because they heavily rely on the modding community for new content for the game, and it gives people even more chances of not just maybe making their own, I'm guessing, can they make their own premium mods? Like, if someone uses ASA World Creator, can they sell their map? That's something really interesting. And this is what I want to know. They're saying that they can share it with others via the mod browser, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how it's gonna work and how people are gonna, because Wildcard obviously work a lot with the mod creators, and will they do the same with people that get seriously good with World Creator? But this is coming May. So you've got a lot within this. We're just talking end of March, April, and May. And then what you would have seen in the community crunch in June we're then getting the Genesis Part 1 DLC. Now, it's not just a free remaster of Genesis Part 1, it is also coming with ARK's Pirate expansion pack, Tides of the Fortune. This is a major project from Studio Wildcard with a map-sized ocean biome with fully customizable ships, semi-procedural islands, fortresses to discover, and large-scale naval battles across the high seas, and it will define life on the water. We have the release of the Paleo Octopus, a bunch of new creatures, so much new structures, pirate expansion filled within Tides of the Fortune with the first Bob's True Tales. So when we sit back and just think about what I've talked about so far, we've got the Acrocanthosaurus launching at the end of March. We have ARK's Unreal Engine 5.7 launching in April, ASA's World Creator launching in May, and Genesis Part 1 with Bob's True Tales launching in June. And when you guys think that that is everything, that's the end of ARK's crazy period where so much is meant to be released within that space of times, well, no, that isn't the end of it, because then onwards from that is the final expansion of the Astraeos map. This is the final 20% that we are going to be getting to fully complete the map since its launch back in February 2025, which we know we're getting the Boratos, which is a brand new creature, and it is coming summer 2026. So whether that means July or August, we don't know right now, but that again is still either 1 or 2 months after having all of that stuff. So pretty much every single month, and we're forgetting about events, you know, Excellent Adventures coming in April too. We've got Summer Bash, which comes in summer. So there is all of this going to be fit in somehow into the game, and then after that, it's pretty quiet for a very long time. The next thing we kind of know after that is the DLC a lot of people are excited for, which is Dragantopia. I haven't also talked about Survival of the Fittest. Survival of the Fittest is also meant to be coming out apparently Q1 2026. I don't know if that's still the case because we're now getting closer to like the mid to late March time, and this would be the last kind of month if they're going to follow Q1 being January to March with this map to come out, but it's still planned to come out within this period. So we're talking Survival of the Fittest, World Creator, Bob's True Tales, Unreal Engine, Astraeos Mega Update, all in this one point, and then Dragantopia. But Dragantopia is scheduled to come in December. And that has obviously been said by Studio Wildcard now. I know there was another post talking about it coming in December, but they said a mythical world of fire, stone and sky. This non-canonical expansion pack will revolutionize how taming and creature interactions work within ARK with dragons. Answer the riddle of flame with us in December. There's also something to very, very much take on board as well, guys, is GTA 6 launches in November, and this affects the entire gaming industry. Studio Wildcard are being quite bold and following their normal December launch because I still think it's going to be okay, but GTA is planned to launch the middle of November, and it's going to be interesting because at that period of time, the entire gaming industry shapes its launches, its everything around November. I do not expect a thing, apart from Extra Life, to happen in November, because GTA 6 will be launching, and it will be the same with every other game. I will be very shocked if you see any games, maybe some small indie ones, maybe someone will be like, hey, I'm going to release my game the same time as GTA 6, because that might gather me some traction or something. But apart from that, it's going to be very quiet. But this initial period is making me think to myself, maybe Studio Wildcard are following a path of, like a lot of other game companies and studios are doing, of they're trying to get as much out as they can before November, because everyone knows when that hits, the gaming industry are going to all be diving into GTA. And I'm talking the developers of these studios are going to be playing GTA as well. Like, you know, we know it already. And that is a very, very big thing that studios watch out for. So, what a year that we've got planned so far, and I know, of course, one of the things in this is, can Studio Wildcard hit their deadlines? They always joke that they can't, and or they can't be trusted with them, which they can't, and this is something obviously that could delay things. Right now, they've gone for the dates with it being so close, which is kind of terrifying. We still don't have a date on Survival of the Fittest, but they've stuck with it so far. I'm potentially thinking that, like, what if they delay Unreal Engine 5.7? But I'm just not sure right now. But this is what we know, this is what we've been told, and we'll just see what happens. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like, subscribe. Looking forward to reading the comments on this one. See you guys later.